just have to ask people where the bathroom is? Like, are you now you just feel like the brand new guy? Like, nobody's ever put this out there. What do you do? Like, how does that work?
So it's weird, right? Because even as a senior E6, just made the E7 list when I showed up, like I was still I was still walking into a brand new um unit,
Yeah.
right? I was still the new guy. So I still had to show up, sit in the corner and pretty much shut because I didn't know anything, right? So even though I'm a SF guy and I'm supposed to be, this elite dude, there's guys on that team room that's been there for 6, 7, 8 years that's been doing that job. And I'm fresh out of the Q course. I just know the basics. So I show up to a team room and no one talks to me for like 3 months. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, is anybody gonna say anything? Like I still had to, earn
Mm-hmm.
my stripes, essentially. I still had to earn my place on that team because it's not given. It's not like go to infantry basic or you go to, Fort Leonard Wood and graduate, basic and AIT. Now you show up to a platoon and you're part of that squad.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that in SF. Like I graduated the Q course to get on that team. I had to interview with the team sergeant, and if he found me, if he found me worthy, then I get my foot in the door. Now, once I'm in there, now I got to impress 11 other dudes. You know what I mean? And within that 6 month period, I'm on probation. If I don't earn it, or if I step on my, for whatever reason, then it's, hey man, we appreciate you showing up. Like, go back to the B team and go interview for another team and see if that works out for you.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
So
So
I didn't know this. So like you're kind of doing another qualification after you've done all this hard work. You got to now.
pretty much because all the Q course is doing is showing you the basics. And then once you get to that team has its own dynamics. It's got its own dudes. Looks like my all right. So
Cool.
where was I? Yeah. So once you show up to the regiment, you then now have to own and requalify and become part of that team because what they don't want is to bring you in and you're not a fit because just like your squad and your platoon, like once you deploy, there's that bond that you guys have, right? It's the same concept. Like once we're down range with each other, you figure like there's there's not like there's not a lot of dudes. Like a platoon and a company, like there's 30 dudes per platoon, 120, in a company, give or take, with big army. And that's dudes. That's 12 of you guys, and you're out there in some remote piece of land, and I've in Afghanistan, and the 12 of you guys have to make it happen. What you don't want is, like a bad apple or somebody that you don't want there. That's going to take away from the work that needs to be done if that guy's not the right fit.
Okay.
So there's normally like a 6 month probation period where dudes have to earn their spot on the team. And if they don't earn it, then they'll get the boot, they'll bring somebody else in, and then they'll figure it out.
So
I hope that makes
yeah, it does. And I don't think this has ever even been talked about. Like, so if you don't make that probationary period, what is the boot? Like, are you doing now like are you sweeping the floors? Like where do you go from there?
well, well, no. So within that 6 month probation period, because every team is different.
Yeah.
I know when I was a team sergeant, um, and I would interview a brand new guy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I wanted to make sure he's the right fit for my team. So I would bring him in, I would interview him, I would counsel him, just like Big Army. And then within that 6 months, he's pretty much doing all the work. So he's sweeping the floor, he's mopping the team room, he's taking out the trash, he's like he's doing all the stuff that we don't want to do. We're senior, like you just showed up, like, but we do that for a specific reason. We want to see who's going to be humble enough to do it without,
Okay.
because it's a rite of passage that we all go through. Like during that 6 months, there's certain things that we're looking for in that new guy to make sure that he is the right fit. And it starts with those little tasks.
Okay.
And you'll be surprised on how many guys show up and say, Like, wait a minute, I just graduated the Q course. I'm 35 years old. I'm not sweeping the floor.
Wow.
And he is a team son. I'm like, well, I appreciate you telling me that. Grab your get out. And so the boot is pretty much telling that guy to, hey, pack your and then get out of my team room. And the word quickly spread, right? Because like all the team rooms are in the same hallway. And if he gets kicked off of my team, he goes to the B team, or HHC, as you guys like to call it, right? He goes to head and he sits there until another team sergeant, invites him to join the team. And if you get kicked off multiple team, then your reputation is pretty much ruined, and you just went through the Q course for no reason, wow. Right? You're going to spend your enlistment contract on the B team, and then you're going to get out not having to do the job that you actually signed up for.
Okay, so like I said, I've always wondered who actually mops the floors for special forces, and I finally got my answer.
The new guy does it. I don't care if you're a captain. I don't care if you're a senior E7. You show up to my team as a new guy, and you're mopping floors.
Okay, I love that. I did not know that.